Everybody, thanks for watching. Just a quick reminder that narcissism is now available for Never Pay Again members as well as Merkabah Scholar Society members. Check your emails. Check Merkabah Academy for that. Link is also available on Podia for Never Pay Again members. So if you basically just go back to the last link you got with all the videos on there, you should see that video now attached to it for Never Pay Again members. So go ahead and check your emails. If you need the link for the download, just shoot me an email. I'll send it to you. If you are a Never Pay Again member, you'll get the video, and it's on Merkabah Academy site right now. Merkabah Scholar Society members, you guys got the link already. Go ahead and check your emails for that link. Also, for Merkabah Scholar Society members, check your emails for Building the Stock Portfolio Part 1 and 2 is now available. Also, check your email for Occult Science. So Occult Science, The Force, is now available for Merkabah Scholar Society members. Check your email. So you guys should have multiple videos in there available right now for members. So make sure you check your email so you can get those videos. Also, again, consultations still available. So I'm going to go ahead and book into February. Yes, a lot of people booking. December is getting booked up. So I'm going to book into February because this is catching on. It's a lot of people who's interested in it. So it's been helping a lot of people. So I'm going to keep it going. Also, this will be the final week to join Merkabah Scholar Society at this price. That's going to be it. The app should be releasing at the end of the week. No later than Monday, the app will be out, and that will be the end. You will have to pay a lot more to get in. It'll be a lot tougher to get in. If you don't understand, you just don't understand. Again, keep your money. If you don't get what's going on here, if you're not conscious enough to understand what's taking place for Merkabah Scholar Society, keep your money. We don't want you anyway. So if you understand what's going on, if you want to take advantage of it, now is the time to do it. This will be your final week. You will understand why it was so important later on. If you don't understand already, then this is not the place for you. As I said, keep your money, stay where you are. I'm only looking for serious people, serious scholars who understand what's going on, what's taking place. And for the most part, most people have joined that was in the Merkabah Academy. A lot of people are jumping on who understand what's coming and what's getting ready to happen. If you don't, if you haven't watched my videos, if you haven't really participated, if you're not serious about this, do not join. Do not waste your fucking time because I don't want to waste mine. So just stay where you at. But yeah, final week to join. Take advantage for a lot of people who's been inquiring about it. A lot of people have financial issues, whatever the situation may be. Made the price low. I did not raise the price at all. It is still available. So final week for that. The app will be releasing soon, and get in there while you can. Okay, let's get into this video. So we've been talking about Trump a whole lot. Been talking about what's going on. I really seriously don't think people get what's about to happen. If you're paying attention to the news, you should be worried because everything has changed. Everything is different. So we had yesterday. First, we have Putin. Putin comes on and does a live, basically talking about missiles and testing missiles and coming at the U.S. government for basically hindering and causing problems, you might as well say. And he basically got a threat, and it's going to be some issues here going forward with NATO and Russia and everything that's getting ready to happen with this whole problem of people being involved in the business of Russia and Ukraine. So without getting into it too much, because I don't want to get this video taken down. Yeah, if you guys saw the message, it's still on YouTube of what he basically said. You can read the transcript, but yeah, it's not looking good in that aspect. But yeah, right after that, we had Trump go live and basically talk about tariffs that's going to be levied against Mexico and Canada. Now, unless you understand trade, if you're into the whole thing and you follow everything, you're not going to really understand how big that is. So understand one. First of all, you got to realize one of the biggest importers of, let's say, like pesticides and manure and stuff like that, stuff that helps our farmers out. We are one of the biggest importers of that supplies from Canada, right? So the U.S. imports a large amount of fertilizers from Canada to help with the farming activities in this country. And that is going to be seriously harmed by these tariffs, which is going to raise prices on food and commodities and what have you. So we understand that. Two, you got to understand putting the tariffs on Mexico. Now, we all understand what Trump is trying to do. So tariffs on China, tariffs on Mexico. Now, if you're looking at their explanation, the tariffs on China is going to help kind of level the playing field as far as when a country imports more from another country than they export to that country, there's an issue, right? There's an imbalance of funds, you might as well say. So levying these tariffs on China because we import so much from them and we export very little to them, help, weigh that out and balance the whole thing to where that extra money will help, balance everything. So not just that, Trump is talking about levying the tariffs on China because China basically exports the chemicals to produce fentanyl, right? And then also, supposedly we have an immigration problem with China. So Trump's whole thing with that was, one, you need to stop exporting these chemicals that produces fentanyl that's killing all these people. And that, it's a whole issue with the whole thing. And Mexico is a part of it because they have been basically importing this stuff to Mexico and using Mexico as a way around the tariffs. So if you understand that Mexico and a lot of other countries, China, I should say, and a lot of other countries go through Mexico to bring stuff into America to avoid tariffs, right? Because there's this whole thing where if you send a product into Mexico, that Mexico can then finish and be the larger producer of that product as far as the manufacturing, then that product will become Mexican instead of, China or the other country. So case in point, if I send some unfinished car parts to Mexico and then in Mexico, they take these parts and completely build the car or completely build the refrigerator or table or chairs, whatever it may be, that's going to be fully put together in Mexico. That product then becomes a Mexican product. And then instead of it saying made in China, they can put made in Mexico. And then they can go ahead and export out of Mexico into America and avoid a lot of tariffs, a lot of fees and fines, what have you. So this will make the product basically qualify for USMCA, and you can get it into America and avoid all this stuff. So this happens a lot. A lot of countries do this, and you'll have a product change different countries multiple times and be completed. Sometimes in America it's completed, but then sometimes it's completed in different countries. You'll have something go from Mexico to China, or I should say from China to Mexico, from Mexico to Canada to America, all to avoid these fines and fees or what have you. So this is what's going on. And America's getting a wind of it, and they're seeing that China is using Mexico to basically bring a lot of stuff in. So the tariffs is going on anything coming from Mexico as well, because you got to pay attention and see what these guys have been doing. Because if you're paying attention to this, you see what's been happening. So you have all these companies in Texas right now, and they have bought up so much land in Texas, and they're building, and they have built huge warehouses, right? Huge factories, so much stuff's going on down there. GE, Tesla, everybody's down there building, stockpiling. Because right now, the tariffs are not there, right? So we know when Trump gets in what he says he's going to do day one. But these people have been ahead of the policy, have been ahead of all this stuff for a long time. So they've been going down there building these huge warehouses, right? Bringing all this stuff in from China, and they're just stockpiling it, holding it down in Texas, right? So what's going to happen is Trump go ahead and, levy these tariffs, and eventually the cost is going to be passed on to the consumer, which has always happened. Understand, tariffs have only been bad for the people, right? These companies, billion-dollar companies, so what? They don't care. It's extra fines they're going to pay that they're going to pass on to the consumer. They don't give a shit. Tariffs always fuck the people every time. And that's what we just dealing with this recession. It's going to create another recession. That's all it's going to do. It's going to be even worse. You think prices are high now, they're going to be ridiculously high, right? So you have all these companies building these factories and building these, warehouses to stockpile stuff because they're trying to get ahead of everything. So right now they're filling these warehouses full of merchandise, full of stuff to prepare for what's to come, to have enough that can be sold. And it's really going to be at a huge profit for them, because you would think, okay, you guys got this stuff into America before the tariff. So all this new equipment, all these new products are not, they're not going to cost you any extra money. So you would think they would sell it to the consumer for less money, right? Or for the normal amount. They're not going to do that. They're going to be fucking greedy. That's what they are. So they're going to basically raise the prices on all that stuff that they just created or built cheaply. Instead of giving it to us at a normal price, they're going to raise the price up and give it to us based on these tariffs. And we're going to look at it and be like, well, I mean, they had to raise the price because of the extra money they're paying to get it into the country or to manufacture it, when this stuff has been sitting there waiting for years for this stuff to happen so they can jack the price up on it, if you understand what I'm saying, right? So this is what's taking place right now. This is what's been going on. And then now, once this whole thing happened with the tariffs and everything, price is just going to go up. What is wrong with people, man? I don't fucking understand what's wrong with y'all. Like, how do people sitting around thinking this is some good thing that's getting ready to come? Now, I understand this. Understand, they're not wrong. They're not wrong, because if you look at the plan of Donald Trump, understand MAGA, man, what he's saying makes the most sense, because he's saying make America great again when he was manufacturing everything, and everything sounds well and good, because basically he's going to make it like as if, I've said this before, he's holding these companies accountable, saying, hey, y'all selling all this stuff overseas, right? And we're not getting anything back, right? You got to go back. So I talked about this before with Reagan. I mean, Reagan destroyed factories. He destroyed production plants. Like America, we was making our own stuff. All that stuff was sent overseas to be manufactured, some type of deal with China, to where we could have China producing all of our goods, the majority of our goods, in exchange for whatever. China bought a bunch of dollars. It's a whole issue going on with that right now. And now, because of the issue with, don't want to say the name, talking about that stuff, and being able to see that, and just the issues that we've been seeing with trade and the whole beef with Trump and trade in China. It's a whole deal going on. But this is stuff that's been put in place that's been going on for a long time. First of all, one, whatever you believe about Trump's MAGA and Make America Great Again, you're not fucking asking the questions. Like, it's just very stupid to believe in this stuff. Are you serious? Because one, that would just go to show you, one, the fact that we even have to do this should tell you we live in a corrupt society with a corrupt government, that they would send all our manufacturing jobs over to China to have, cheaply made stuff, or let's just say inexpensively made stuff, to be majority made by a country that we don't control, right? Bunch of jobs gone, factories gone, that we sent the stuff overseas to be produced by another country, and then now it's coming back on us and it's harming us, right? So again, it's like, okay, well, if we send it over there and it's being cheaply made, how come the prices are so high here? If we send it over to China for it to be made for fucking $2, why does it cost $60? Why does it cost $70 here in America? What was the point of that? It's because these corporations are fucking greedy, and the government has allowed them to be greedy to basically milk and rip the American people for decades now, right? Corporations is doing this. The government is allowing them to do it. So we're going to basically, milk the people, produce this stuff cheaply, milk the people, charge them all this money. The government's going to get their cut. These people going to get their cut. And the corporation is going to keep this going, right? So this is what's been going on. So now Trump's coming in and he's saying, we got to fix this whole thing. This is wrong. It's not right. We're going to fix this by hurting the companies, putting tariffs on this stuff, right? But dude, this ain't nothing new. It's not nothing new. It's been going on for a long time. What have they done? Prices go up. They just pass the prices to the consumer, the cost. Raise the cost on this. It's not really hurting them. At the end of the day, what are you talking about? You're talking about these are billion-dollar corporations, trillion-dollar companies in some cases. It's not hurting them. It's hurting us. This is what's going on. This is what's happening. So the whole notion that, we're going to put tariffs on this so we can have these corporations, instead of going to Mexico and building these plants, going to, build in Texas, build in America, recreate factories and start building stuff at home so we can have more jobs for the American people, so this money can stay in America and help Americans out instead of this stuff going overseas and hurting our economy, build this stuff here, manufacture your stuff here. That's how you're going to avoid tariffs. That's how you're going to avoid taxes and all these costs, by you stopping, sending everything to China and building stuff here. So as an American who's patriotic and looking at the country and looking at the problem, looking at the economy, you see the economic growth that's possible, that can happen with Trump's plan, that he's going to get these companies to stop all this China stuff, stop all this Taiwan stuff, build everything, spend the money in America, make American jobs, American factories, right? Whole immigration thing is a problem. Stop all that. Hire American workers, America, 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 right? This is what it looks like on the surface. And this is what everybody's all hype about, and making America great again and all this and that. But it's just not going to work, because these companies don't give a shit. They're all in on it. They're going to raise the prices on everything. How is it? If I'm the owner of the company, I don't give a shit. I got enough money. I'm just going to raise the prices. If you don't buy it, where else you going to get it from? Huh? Can't get it from China. So you got to get it from me. There is no competition. You understand what I'm saying? There's no competition. If it's all coming from there and we don't make it here, there's no competition. If you need it, you got to buy it, no matter what the cost is, right? So that's what's going to happen. Scarcity is going to be crazy on a lot of things, but people are getting ahead of it, if you understand, and they have been doing that. So we're seeing the factories going up. We're seeing the warehouses going up in Texas. They're bringing all this stuff in, and they're stockpiling it to get ready for if he raises these tariffs. And talk about 60%. Are you kidding me? It's going to be crazy here. So my whole thing is for the people who, people who still support everything. I need you to really look deeper into what's happening and what all the economists is saying on how this is going to destroy this country, how it's going to be really bad for the country, and how these companies are going to raise prices. So you're going to have a lot of people upset. I don't know. Looting, rioting could possibly happen. I don't know. Jobs is going to go out. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be really interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. Now, what people are hoping for is, okay, Trump was supposed to get rid of DACA. He didn't do it. There's a couple of things that Trump said he was going to do day one that he did not do. So they're hoping this is the case, and he doesn't, day one, start doing all this stuff with immigration and, tariffs and everything like that. But if he does, prices is going to shoot up because they're going to pass everything to the consumer. But keep in mind, the stuff that's going on the shelves that's supposed to be hit by these tariffs are not going to be. These people have already put aside and stockpiled probably a couple years of merchandise that they're going to put extra costs on to us, saying that's because of tariffs. They're getting ahead of it, if you understand what I'm saying. So hopefully for them, what they want to happen is by the time that supply starts going down, that something changes, which is not, because it's very hard to get rid of tariffs. This is not just something that he's going to be able to just stop. So understand, once it happens and it's implemented, it's there, dude. That's what this whole presidency was about. That's what everything was being run on, to fix this problem. The costs went up. Now, with the Biden administration, they're saying the costs went up because of, this. And because of, the other stuff I talked about. Okay, this is the reason why the costs went up on things. It's not me. I didn't levy any tariffs or anything. But understand, Biden still kept in place the tariffs that Trump imposed back in, 2018, during that presidency. He kept all that stuff in place against China, right? The whole trade war. He didn't change none of that policy. He kept it going. So then now here he steps in and does what he does. Now Trump is about to come back and just make shit crazier. So again, we'll see how long people hold up with this whole MAGA thing when it start hitting their pockets hard. And that's all well and good for the middle class and people who get money, and it's not going to really hurt them. They're going to have to pay a little bit more, but they can afford it. But you poor people, the people that's poor, the people, the working class, the tough goers, the people that's struggling and fighting, tough guys, it's going to really hurt. It's going to really hurt. Again, one of the reasons for Merkabah Scholar Society, one of the reasons why I set that whole thing up to get you guys in the process of making money right now. Understand what to invest in, understand how to make money off of this and be financially set so you won't get hit as hard as everybody else is about to get hit, that you have something in place before all this comes down. That's the whole point of that. So the people who are smart enough to take advantage, you're smart. The people who are not, you keep bullshitting all you want. It is what it is. You have to deal with the consequences. But it don't take that much intelligence to understand what's coming and to get ahead of it. So, whether you're in a society or not, man, you guys should be fine if you're conscious and know what you're doing. Be smart. Pay attention to what's going on. Get ahead of it. You know what to do. So, I wanted to talk about this real quick and just do a quick video. Make sure you guys check your emails. We're going to get into this a lot more in the society. I can't say too much on here. Make sure you guys check your emails and we'll get into this information later on. And see you next video. Thanks for watching.